Daisylocks and the Three Bears is the delightful 24th episode of the first season of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus. And as I've mentioned before, I like to watch these to see how educational they are. However, when I saw the title for this one, I actually got a little bit excited about the narrative as well, because I just love adaptations and fun interpretations of classic stories that I grew up with. And of course, this one is, well, somewhat focused on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So as always, there will be spoilers as I explain what happens, share some thoughts, highlight some educational moments, and also comment on the story itself. Mickey is sitting down to read Daisylocks, and then, as it happens, in walks Daisylocks. This is Daisy Duck playing the character of Daisylocks, or Goldilocks, with a basket of blueberries. But she's lost, so she needs Mickey's help to get back home and to get to the Three Bears. We then get our mouse Toodles, a trampoline, a pillow, a gold coin, and the mystery mouse Capal. And they then look at a map in a book. The design of the map is great. It's quite simple. There's a nice detail there, but it's a little bit straightforward. So if a child or anybody watching it at home wanted to copy it or create something similar, it's not going to be that challenging while still being creative. I say this because that's exactly the kind of thing I would have done as a child. And there are three elements they're focusing on. They need to go over something, under something, and then through something. And I love that we have three action words there. I think it's a great way to get children thinking of the definitions of over and under and going through something. I think that's a really, really great thing to include. So the first thing they get to is the Golden Bridge. Donald is there, and they use the gold coin to identify which of the bridges is golden, because they know the coin is gold, so the bridge will be the same colour. The coin is actually a little bit different in colour. I'd say it's more of a yellow, but the bridge, it's golden. It's gorgeous. The animation for it is really, really beautiful. And I thought that was a nice bit of opportunity for comprehension there, asking viewers to identify which one matches the coin, allowing them to have that bit of participation while also being able to use the clue in front of them, i.e. the coin, and then match up with the bridge that they need to continue with the story. And then they encounter Goofy, and he's singing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, the rainbow song, Roy Jabiv. And this irritates me, not in the episode, but in real life. Because, first of all, the rainbow bushes, he's painting these bushes, colours of the rainbow, they kind of look like rainbow candy corn. They're absolutely gorgeous. But the reason I got irritated here is because had I watched this episode as a child, I would have been very, very confused. Because like many people of my generation, we grew up with the rainbow song, which is red and yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue. The song itself was apparently written by Arthur Hamilton. It was originally featured in Pete Kelly's Blues in 1955, sung by the brilliant Peggy Lee. And I absolutely detest it because those are not the colours of the rainbow. How could you get it so wrong? I don't understand. It's like Hamilton didn't look at a rainbow before writing down the colours, and I find it to be tremendously annoying. It's not the fault of this episode, it's the fault of Arthur Hamilton. And I don't know when I learned the true colours of the rainbow, but I remember being really, really baffled. So, not the fault of the episode by any means, definitely the fault of Arthur Hamilton. But certainly, it looks gorgeous, and, well, credit to the episode for teaching children the actual proper colours of the rainbow. That's certainly not something I'm ever going to fault. And we do have another opportunity for interaction here, as there is a colour of the rainbow that's missing, and the viewer is asked to identify the colour, which I think is something that's quite advanced, not for the very, very young children watching it, but for maybe slightly older children. And this is something I've mentioned before. There are a lot of opportunities for learning in Clubhouse, but often it spans quite a wide age range. For example, there are often simple additions such as 1 plus 2, but then some episodes will have maybe a subtraction or a sum that's just a little bit more advanced. And I think that's a really great thing that they're doing, allowing children to grow up a little bit with the show rather than having a more narrow age range. We then get another mouse tool. This is the pillow. It is used to help Goofy fall down softly. And then we go under the rainbow and through the musical garden. By this point, the song that they're singing is quite catchy. I realise that I'm going to be singing that song for the rest of the day. And the garden itself is gorgeous. It's quite maze-like. The animation is beautiful. They then use a trampoline to look high over the hedge, and they discover Minnie singing with Cuckoo Loca. I was very excited to see Cuckoo Loca. And interestingly, they are singing 1 a penny, 2 a penny, crisscross buns. I don't know if this is a US versus UK thing, but growing up it was always hot cross buns. I've never heard crisscross buns before, so I can't really be annoyed by that, as it could potentially just be a US versus UK thing, but it was a little jarring for me. So for UK viewers, it might also be a little jarring. We then get another opportunity for comprehension as Daisy asks the viewer which bun is the right one. One of them's too hot, and we have obviously 3 buns. Which one is the perfect temperature, the perfect one for Daisy in the moment? Really keeping in theme with Goldilocks and the 3 bears there. They then find hedges shaped like a piano, violin, and drum, and they need to play instruments in that order. And Mickey asks the viewer if they remember the order. And I did remember the order, but I don't have a great memory. So I feel like they should have maybe repeated it a few more times. They did it a couple of times, but I feel like for me, my memory isn't great. I did remember it, but it's never going to be guaranteed. They then encounter Pete and 3 sizes of chair, and again, the viewer is asked to identify which one is the right size for Daisy, giving us comprehension and participation. We get some more interaction when Daisy asks the viewer to identify the small, medium, and large blueberry containers to give to Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear. And they find the cottage. They are there, but the bears are sleeping, and the cottage is beautifully animated. It's really, really lovely. And then it's time for the final Mystery Mouse Tool. This is, of course, the Mystery Mouse Pal, and it's a bit random. It is a baby elephant whose trumpeting trunk is going to wake up Papa Bear. Definitely random, but I don't hate it. And then Daisylocks goes home. She's found her way, and all's well that ends well. It's a really good, fun way to bring the story to life with a lot of differences. I think the Mouse Tools were brilliant. There's a lot of opportunity for learning and comprehension and interaction. It's beautifully animated. The main song is quite catchy as well, and I don't have any complaints, apart from maybe crisscross buns and the overarching complaint that many of us grew up learning the incorrect colours of the rainbow. I will never get over that. Nevertheless, Daisylocks and the 3 Bears is a fun, educational, beautifully animated episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus.